What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the live stream. Did I do one last week? I think I did. Did it over at my brother's house, I think. I don't know. Anyway, today we're talking about running influencers like myself. We're going to talk about training. We're going to talk about ending my podcast. Should I end my podcast, guys? Let me know. We'll talk about that right now. Let's go. All right, welcome back to the show. I just dropped my notebook right here, but this is Go Corner Talks pocket, not podcast. This is the Go Corner Talks live. We're here. We're live. You guys have any questions? Let me know. I will be sure to answer those. Participate in the chat. I would appreciate that. Let's get off to the first question of the day. If you guys are here, answer that. It is: do y'all keep it? Man, I cannot type sometimes. Do you guys keep it real? Do you guys keep it real with your social media, or only show the highlights? So I saw somebody's post. One of my friends on Facebook. They actually didn't do well in a race, right? So they were like, "I'm not running influencers. I'm not only showing the highlights. I'm gonna tell you the truth. I didn't finish the race." Uh, no hate on her. No hate on her. If you are here watching my video, there's no hate on you. But I feel like myself, as a running influencer, somewhat of a running influencer, I feel like I show like the reality of everything. If you guys have been following my channel, you guys know that I suck at training. Like right now, my training, we'll talk about that later. My training right now is pretty horrible. I'm actually worried for my 100 miler. I'm actually kind of worried for my marathon, which I think I could do. Sub 6 is going to be pretty reasonably doable, I think. But yeah, do you guys keep it real on social media? You guys only showing the highlights. I show you guys my DNFs. I show you guys my gout stories. I show you guys a lot of stuff about. I don't show you everything. I don't show you everything for sure, but I do show you a lot of things that is real. Like I'm a slow runner. I'm a bigger runner. I'm not the highlights show. Even my races, they're not highlights. They are me barely squeaking by some of those finish times. So I like to show the real stuff. So if you're here, you're following me, you know what I bring to the table. And maybe you should stop following those other running influencers that are showing you only the highlights, because the reality of everything is that not everything is uh, going to go as planned. So let's go to the comments. Comments says right here, says Dorian Rogers, I appreciate you. He says, I appreciate the review on the ASICS Nova Blast 5. Yeah. I'm trying to put it out there that you know, other people can review shoes. I feel like when I did go to TRE, the running event, I wasn't as respected as many other of the skinny minis that are out there. I'm a bigger guy, so anyway, I feel like it was good for me to show Nova Blast. I'm not a huge shoe reviewer. I don't love reviewing shoes. I know reviews get all of the views. That thing has almost 2,000 views, which is really rare for my channel if it's not a race video. So I can see why people do shoe reviews. They spend so much money on buying shoes. I think Ben Parks just released a video that he spent $10,000 on shoe reviews this year because he reviews so many shoes. And you're gonna get your money back if you are getting more than, let's just say, 10,000 100,000 views on a video of a shoe. You're making your money back and some. So it's a good investment for those people that love to do shoe reviews. Myself, I am not a huge. I'm a bad reviewer for shoes because my feet don't fit every shoe out there. So I would love to wear every shoe, but I can't, and so that makes me a bad shoe reviewer. I can only wear the shoes that fit me, and I don't watch a lot of shoe review content either. So that's not my that's not the stuff that I like to watch. So it's not the stuff that I mainly make. I will do them because I like free shoes sometimes, and sometimes if you do those reviews, you will get free shoes. But it's not my favorite thing. But yeah, I appreciate that you like watching that Nova Blast shoe review. I like those shoes so far. I'll see if they work into my rotation. I do have a little bit of like aching feeling on my right foot. So the problem with me reviewing shoes and trying to train for long runs is that I can't do both. Like if my feet hurt after mile 2 on a shoe, I can't keep running. It's gonna come. Sorry, it's going to cut my run short. So it's hard for me to like keep on reviewing shoes. I did review the Glycerins, which is the shoe that I already wear. So that might work my way into the rotation. I'll try to run some more in the Nova Blast as well, but we'll have to see. Scott Lapointe says, I show it all. That is into what I was talking about over here. Do y'all keep it real with your social media or only show the highlights? So he shows it all. I know Scott, he told me that, he DNF'd his race and that's what it's all about. Like sometimes you got to show that it's not easy all the time. Like 100 miler, like if you're going for your first one, there is a high likelihood chance that you are going to DNF. Not everybody, finishes the race. I think 100 miler, usually you're going to have about 20 to 30% DNF rate on them. For the one that I did, there was like 60% DNF rate. At least I like to think so. I know it's pretty high. It may not have been 60%, but it was pretty high. Bilbo, hey Bilbo, what's going on? When I Jose Arroyo come back on the podcast, Monstros. Hey Bilbo, what's going on? Why are you Bilbo and not Monstros? What's up, brother? If you guys haven't watched Jose's podcast, go watch that. We'll talk about podcasts too. That's another topic that we're going to be talking about. Scott Lapointe says sucked to 2025 redemption. That's right. And I think a redemption story is a powerful story too, because you guys saw me struggle for the Rocky Raccoon, and I watch that video every time I need motivation. I probably need to watch it again because my training isn't that great right now. So we'll move on to my training. Speaking of my training, this past weekend, like I went on a cruise, which if I go on like little vacations, it screws up my training. I don't know about you guys, but I need that consistency. And for some reason, in my head, I have a treadmill, so I have no excuses to run. But in my head, I was like, I want to not run on the treadmill. I want to run outside to practice my real paces, and that kind of led me to not running. Treadmill running is fine, and I like to do treadmill running, but I'm getting worried about like my marathon paces because I feel like treadmill running for me, I'm going slower than I would on the actual roads, because on the roads you're switching up paces. Maybe you're going like if you want to go 11-minute pace for your run period for my marathon, like I told Rob, who's going to be running with me, to do. You're going to be running faster sometimes. You'll be running at 10:20 sometimes or at 10:30 and then slow it down. But on a treadmill, you're only running 11-minute pace. You can't go faster because that's what the treadmill is set at. So it's you're going slower on a treadmill compared to actual running on the road. So my thought process was, I'm not going to run on the treadmill this week. I'm just going to run on the road. But that stopped me from running at all because I just want to get my run in. It would be either too dark or whatever. I just made excuses. So I need to stop making those excuses and train. But I did get some miles in last week. I got 2 10-milers in on Saturday. And then this week, getting a little better. I ran a few times, short mileage. I've been reviewing shoes. So if you guys look at my training, a lot of that is me, running back and forth with the camera because I have to make content for you guys too. So got to make content, and that's going to mess up my training a little bit too. Of course, that's all excuses. So shut up, Jeremy, and just run. That's all. That's all I need to do. Let's get back to the comments. When is Jose Arroyo coming back on the podcast? Monstrous. Oh, so Bilbo is not Jose Arroyo. I don't know. You gotta tell Jose. Jose's got to do another race or something, so we have something to talk about. He's an interesting guy, Jose Arroyo. He's a guy that I met at a run group over in Houston. Great guy. I love to have him back on the podcast. I do want to have Fabian on the podcast. He is the other guy I followed at Habanero 100, and he just completed 100-miler. So I want to get him on the podcast to not only talk to him about his his 100 miler, but also to have motivation or gain motivation for myself. So, Fabian, if you're watching, I want you back. I want you on the podcast so we can chat about how you're. Man, I got some crap in my mouth. So let me just drink something. 1 second. Sorry. Um, Fabian, I want you on the podcast so that we can chat about your race and you can help motivate me to run. And I want to know what you did out there at Brazos Bend 100. I want to get like Wei Zhan on the podcast too. He doesn't want to be on it, but I want to get him on there. Dorian says, "Hope to meet you at the Houston Marathon." Yeah, come meet me. I'll be there. I'll be the guy with the selfie stick sticking up, the 360 camera. I'm hard to miss. I'll actually be, if you guys really do want to meet me at the Houston Marathon. We just got our schedule for the ambassadors. So let me see. We just got our schedule for the ambassadors. So I will be at the expo. I'll be at the expo, I think, on Saturday. Let's see. Let me see. We just got it today. I'll be at the expo from 11 a.m. till 2 p.m. on Saturday. I know that's going to be a crazy time because that's a little bit later on Saturday. Yeah, that's going to be a crazy time. So 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. I'll be at the Houston Marathon Expo. If you guys want to meet me, Dorian, come say hi. Come say hi. Mark Melton, he says, I like Brooks. I like Brooks too. Brooks are these shoes that I run in right now. Those are I'm leaning to. I run in a lot of different shoes. Used to be just Newton's, used to be just Vibram 5 fingers. I used to run in those all the time. But Brooks Glycerin 21 is one of my favorite shoes right now. I got the Brooks Glycerin 22. I did a first thoughts on that yesterday. So go check out that video. So far, so good on those shoes. They have, some new foam. It's pretty much a totally different shoe, but kind of the same. So I'll be testing out those shoes more. Probably work that into a long run soon. Mark Melton says he runs in Ghost Max. Nice. I saw the what was it the Ghost Max? Are those the ones that are the new ones? Because over at the running event, they gave out 2 shoes. So you could have got either the new Glycerin 22s, or you could have got is there a Glycerin Max? I think there's a Glycerin Max. Or you could have got the Glycerin Maxes or Ghost Max, one of those. But no, I think it's the Glycerin Max. You could have got the Glycerin Max, which are like even more expensive shoes. But I'm actually glad I got the Glycerin 22s instead, because those are shoes that aren't out yet, and the other ones are out. So I like Brooks. Brooks are good shoes. Brooks is a Houston Marathon ambassador sponsor. They gave us some shoes too. I got a pair of Brooks Ghost. I didn't get the Max though. Stevie says most of the successful YouTubers are fast runners, making you think everybody can do sub 8-minute miles easy paces. Yeah. I'm the reality, guys. I'm the reality. I am a slower dude. I used to be, be able to do an 8-minute mile. I used to do 46-minute 10Ks. I used to have a 4:21. That was my fastest marathon. I used to do my fastest half was a 151, I think. So I almost broke 150 for the half marathon. I was getting faster, and then I got fatter, so I slowed down. A lot of people try to do running, and they try to lose weight, but through the years, I just been gaining a little bit and just getting slower and slower, especially moving to ultras, trying to get those longer distances. And my ascension to the ultra was a long process. I know some people have gone from 50K to 100 miler in less than a year, like Fabian. But it took me 3 or 4 years, maybe 5 years even, to work my way into running a 100 miler. So I've been running ultras long for the last 5-6 years, and it's been slowing me down. And that's just the reality of things. I'm getting older too, so I'm just showing you what's real. So yeah. Dorian says, what's your pace you're aiming for your next race? Yeah, so my pace for my next race is going to be a pretty much a 13-minute pace. That's what I want to do for the Houston Marathon. I'll be pacing a few guys. There's one guy that messaged me on Instagram, Thomas, and he just ran his 20 miler. And I asked him what his run walk pace was, or his run walk intervals was, and he said he just pretty much ran the whole thing. So I was like, I'm doing a run walk, and I want to do the same pace as he's doing, a 13-minute pace. But if you aren't doing the run walk, then or if you're not practicing the run walk, then I think it's better for you to just do your race the way that you're training. So it probably wouldn't be good for him to do a run walk with me when he's already running the whole way. It might be, but he needs to train for that. So I suggested to him that he just run his own race and not run with me. So 13-minute pace is what I want to do. That's training for the 100-miler. And I want to get to that 15-minute, about a 15-minute pace for the 100-miler. That's what I do. So that's all I'm caring about. Once this 100-miler is done, you're going to see fast Goku runner again. So right now I'm like Goku walker walk runner. Fabian, the man, the myth, the legend. This guy, he finished his 100-miler at Brazos Bend. I was following you, brother, on trail racing over Texas, on the live results, and I was like, man, he's killing it. And he got, I think he got sub 30, so 29 hours for sure. And this guy's a beast. Like I just remember Habanero 100. Whenever he stopped, he looked pretty rough. But whenever he got back out on the trails, this dude was dancing. This dude was having fun, and that inspires me too. So, Fabian, I want you on the podcast. You got to be on here soon. I need you to motivate me for my 100-miler. So, congrats, everybody! Congrats, Fabian, on the chat. Next one is Stevie76, a Houston runner training for the Houston Marathon was hit by a car over the weekend and sadly died. I think she placed second in her age group, 60-65 last year. Be careful running out there. Yeah, I saw that. I'm so sad. I don't know her name, but my condolences out to her family. Nick Bear was just hit by a car too. I think the week before, he just had a video on that. He had to go to the hospital, get stitches. People have been talking about being safe on the roads, and you could be lit up to the max, like have lights in the back of you, the front of you, blinky lights, everything. And cars nowadays just don't pay attention. I remember I was crossing a stop sign, so I was perpendicular. The cars were going this way, so I was heading this way, across. I saw the first car. There was two cars lined up, so the first car stopped, and then I waved them to go. And after that car, I was like, surely the second guy's going to stop because there's a stop sign. And I started running, and he stopped short because he was going to run the stop sign. It was like 3:00 in the morning because I like to run on the highway on the feeder road, which I know isn't the safest thing because people are going like 50, 60 miles an hour. But that guy, he didn't see me. I had lights on, I had blinky lights on, I had the vest on, what's that, Knox gear vest on. So people are just in their own world in their cars, especially now with cell phones and everything. So condolences go out to her, and definitely be safe out there, guys. When you are running, don't trust any cars out there, because cars, they're gonna win the battle every single time when you're out there. And yeah, that's sad that happened, and it makes me think twice about running my route, because like I told you, I like to run my long miles. There's a feeder road along the highway over here that actually has a little bit of hills that I could train on. But it gets scary sometimes, because even though there's like two lanes, it seems like the people, they want to drive on the lane you're at and kind of scare you. Like I was telling my girlfriend, if you have a dog with you, people are less likely to hit you because they're like, oh, I don't want to kill the dog or scare the dog. But if you're a person, sometimes, punks in trucks, usually, I have a truck myself, so I can say that, they want to, kind of scare you and go closer to you. So I've had water thrown on me. I've had, cans thrown at me. So just be safe out there. It's crazy. It is crazy. So my next topic, what did I talk about? My training. Yeah, my training sucks right now. I need I need to start running. I'm gonna do a 20 miler this weekend, hopefully, and I'm gonna practice that 13-minute pace over here. I'll probably be running on the highway, like I said. So I'll be running over there. Next topic is ending my podcast. Should I end my podcast? I was looking at the numbers like on Spotify, not so great. Like maybe the last podcast got 2 or 3 views. I know I'm on YouTube. YouTube, it's going okay. I feel like the numbers aren't that great, and uh, I want to make content, and that's easy. It's not easy as content. It's tough content because I have to find somebody to interview every week. So I've been doing this for 16 weeks so far, and been getting a ton of people. So it's cool to talk to people, and it's also a great way to make connections. But I stress when I don't have somebody to talk to. So if I can get Fabian on the podcast, maybe I won't end it. So it's up to you, Fabian. If you agree to be on the podcast next week, you set a time, you set a date. The Goku Runner podcast lives on. Let's go to the podcast. Let's go to the questions. Answers. Scott LaPointe says, I've been hit lit up. Yeah, exactly. That's what I said. People don't care. Like you could be that's why whenever I do see a car now, even if it's like 2 cars behind, I will go behind that last car just to make sure that I don't get killed. Because never trust a car on the road. That is my whole thing. Like even if they wave at you, I'm still going behind you. I don't care because I don't want to get hit. And that's the way that every runner should do it. Like never trust a car. Go behind the cars no matter what, and just be safe out there. Dorian Rodriguez says, one time I had someone try to hit me and I had to legit jump out of the way. They sped off. Yep. It's sad out there. You just got to be safe. I think, man, the crazy thing that I read about the lady that passed away was she got hit so hard she literally got knocked off of her shoes. So that's how fast those people are going. And Houston driving, man, Houston drivers are nuts out there. So even on the highway, like if you're going 60 miles, 70 miles an hour, the speed limit on the highway, there's people going 100, 110. They're speeding like crazy. So you just gotta be careful, especially Houston. I see people running red lights there constantly. So even me, like in a car, I will look to the right if my light is green to make sure there's not a car speeding, because I've seen too many cars speeding past the red light over in Houston. So yeah, be safe out there. Be safe out there, guys. I do have the question of the day. So if you want to answer that real quick, we could keep talking. But other than that, I might end it all. What did I miss? Man, brother, Bruce Wayne, he finally made it. I knew you were going to come. I was like kind of sad that you weren't here. And here you are. Batman has arrived. But you missed a little chat, a little bit of ranting, a little bit of me talking about, influencers. I didn't talk about Matt Choi. I didn't talk about him. It's all good. I talked about influencers and just showing the positivity that, which is good, but there's a lot of other things that go into running. It's not always sunshine and rainbows whenever you're a runner. Sometimes you get injured, sometimes you get gout. And, that's what I had to show you guys earlier this year. I was like, man, should I just stop making content on YouTube because I can't run right now? I didn't realize I had gout. And I did have it. So I think for future episodes, I'll probably do a look back at 2020, 2024 this season and myself and everything that went on, the DNF, the gout and all that. So we'll talk about that probably the next Goku Runner Talks live. So Stevie says Matt Choi was in my bingo card today. Congrats, brother. I hope you got that bingo. Hope you got the prize. Hope you got the jackpot. All right, guys, that's gonna be it for me. I'm gonna try to run after this, and hope you guys do the same thing. So get out there and run if you haven't, and or recover if you haven't either. Oh, I am getting some cool stuff to review in the future. I'm pretty excited, but we'll talk about that next time. All right, guys. See you guys in the next one. The Gout Runner is here. That's me. I want to pace you for your 100-mile bro. I got paces already. But bring out the drum. Bring out the drum. All right, guys. I'll see you guys next one. Fabian, look me up. Let's do that podcast. Peace.